Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Magee, and the title of my poster is Solar Expansion in King County: How Identifying Barriers Can Foster New Growth for Green Energy. This summer, I had the opportunity to work for King County's Department of Natural Resources and Parks, or the DNRP, on their solar expansion and optimization project, where I helped develop a webpage, create an on-call solar contract, and establish a working list of potential sites for expansion. Solar power is a growing sector in the green energy market and has major growth potential, with some experts estimating solar energy will make up 40% of the nation's energy supply by 2035. King County is looking to utilize this clean energy source and currently has 11 solar arrays dispersed throughout the county, totaling about 800 kilowatts of clean energy production. While the current solar project is an excellent first step for green energy production, expansion of the project is happening at too slow of a rate to meet the county's clean energy goals, which account for 1,500 kilowatts of solar energy production by 2025. This project aims to explore the barriers to solar expansion in King County and the best practices and solutions to overcome these barriers. The research question that guided my capstone is, what are the barriers to solar expansion in King County and how do we overcome them? I gathered my primary research from three main sources, being anecdotal evidence from my internship, a literature review, and expert interviews. While working for the county on the solar power project, I was able to gather anecdotal evidence for how the program works and what expansion looks like. My literature review examined solar expansion in other markets and helped identify the barriers in those markets and the best practices and addressing solutions. Finally, I conducted 3 expert interviews with King County personnel and discussed what they perceived as the current strengths of the solar programs and the current obstacles to project expansion. Through my research, I've identified 3 main barriers: net metering, solar appendices, and financial incentives. Net metering is a billing mechanism that credits solar users for the energy produced by their systems. In Washington state, net metering is limited at 100 kilowatts, meaning any installations over the 100 kilowatt threshold are not eligible for the net metering incentive. This cap on net metering makes it difficult for large installations to be cost effective. Secondly, jurisdictions are failing to adopt solar-ready appendices and to update building codes which help promote the infrastructure for solar installations. Lastly, inconsistent financial incentives and high startup costs are a major barrier to solar expansion. For overcoming these barriers, I've focused on net metering and financial-based solutions. To promote solar growth, the net metering threshold must be expanded. Net metering policy occurs at the state level, and solar vendors are looking to increase this 100 kilowatt limit at the next legislative session, and they're hoping to boost the threshold to about 1 megawatt. Raising net metering thresholds allows for solar expansion by incentivizing larger installations. For example, California has an expansive solar market, and their net metering threshold is at 1 megawatt, or 10 times larger than that of Washington state's. In August of 2022, the Biden administration passed the Inflation Reduction Act, or the IRA, which will allow governments to tap into the investment tax credit, or ITC, of 30 to 50%. The ITC is a tax credit that rewards individuals or firms for installing green energy solutions such as solar. Traditionally, governments haven't been able to utilize this incentive because they do not pay taxes. However, the IRA has provisions that allow governments financial incentives, thus reducing costs. Implications. So King County's solar project is a great first step at utilizing solar power. However, serious growth is at a halt. Policymakers must work to introduce and pass solar-ready appendices so that their jurisdictions are ready for the solar technologies, work with utility companies to expand net metering and expand that threshold, and utilize the new IRA to increase financial incentives. Tackling these barriers opens King County to more solar opportunities and increases the county's capacity to house renewable energy options and achieve their goal of 1,500 kilowatts by 2025. Thank you so much.